Hello and welcome to Krishna's Jayas Delhi. I am Krishna Kumar and today I am going to discuss with you about how to write answer related to topic number 1.4 of anthropology first paper. Right? So I have taken an important question asked by UPSC in 20 and this question is elucidate how Darwin and post-Darwin theories of evolution resulted in the development of synthetic theory of evolution. Means हमें क्या करना है कि डार्विन एंड पोस्ट डार्विन थ्योरीज ऑफ इवोल्यूशन जो है ये किस तरह से सिंथेटिक थ्योरी के डेवलपमेंट में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका अदा करता है राइट हाउ Darwinian theory of evolution and post-Darwinian theory of evolution are important for the understanding of development of synthetic theory. Right? This is the question. So, how can we write our answer in right perspective? What are important content you should have to write in this question? So, for the writing of answer of this question, here you try to understand. First, you should have to write your introduction. How to write your introduction related to that topic, that question. So, in introduction, you should have to at first define evolution or define organic evolution. Means what do you mean by evolution or what do you mean by organic evolution? Because here evolution refer to organic evolution, right? So first you try to write what is organic evolution. Then second part of this question is two important aspects. One aspect is Darwin theory of evolution. Here try to understand Darwin theory of evolution and second important thing here post Darwin theories of evolution, right? So in post Darwin theory of evolution you should have to give focus on theory of mutation, right? That was proposed by Hugo de Vries. Second important thing here you have to mention theory of germplasm, that was proposed by Weizmann. Third important thing here you have to write about Mendel law of inheritance. Mendel law of inheritance. And then she will write theory related to genetic drift and then you have to write about theory of genetic equilibrium. right? Theory of genetic equilibrium. So these are the important theories related to Darwin theory of evolution and post-Darwin theories of evolution. And then try to understand how this theory of evolution resulted to the development of synthetic theory of evolution. Right? Here try to understand. So these all things we have to be understand one by one. So first, if you want to write answer about this question, here you should have to define evolution. What is evolution? So Charles Darwin had also defined evolution. Charles Darwin said that evolution referred to modification with descent, right? That was the definition given by Charles Darwin in his famous work Descent of Man. So try to write that important definition which was given by Charles Darwin. But today we define evolution is an organic process by which organisms evolve from simple to complex form due to change in their gene frequency. Right? So first important thing, you should have to define evolution, and you should have to define evolution in this way. Then you should have to explain about Darwin theory of evolution, right? So Darwin theory of evolution, which was proposed by Charles Darwin in his famous work Origin of a Species by means of natural selection, and therefore this theory is also known as a theory of natural selection, right? So theory of natural selection is the foundation stone of development of theory of organic evolution, development of synthetic theory. So actually Charles Darwin proposed theory of natural selection, and in this theory, theory of natural selection, it has following component, right? So you have to explain components related to theory of natural selection. First, theory related to theory of natural selection is over reproduction, right? Second important thing is theory of a struggle for existence, and third important thing related to concept of variation regarding evolution, and fourth important thing related to theory of natural selection is survival of fittest, or natural selection, right? And then race formation. So these are the five important components related to theory of natural selection, which was proposed by Charles Darwin in his famous work Origin of a Species by means of natural selection in 1859, right? Alfred Wallace also proposed his theory of natural selection. So, there was similarity between the theory of natural selection proposed by Charles Darwin and theory of natural selection proposed by Alfred Blas. But here you should have to explain these important components related to theory of natural selection, right? Try to explain that what Darwin want to see in the theory of natural selection. So basically Darwin was influenced by demographic theory of Malthus, and therefore Darwin said that organisms have potential to over reproduction, but generally population is roughly stable. Why population is roughly stable? Because there was lack of food supply, right? And therefore population engage in a struggle for existence, right? And Darwin explained that in the course of struggle for existence, there are three types of struggle for existence: intra-species, interspecies, and all organisms do struggle for existence against nature, for natural resources. So you should have to explain this important aspect related to theory of natural selection. But Darwin had observed in the course of struggle for existence about the role of variation in evolution. Here that is very important. Role of variation is very important in evolution because Darwin identified in Galapagos Island those organisms have positive variation, those organisms able to succeed in a struggle for existence, right? But those have negative variation, right? Means Darwin ने क्या कहा? There are two types of variation. One is positive and other is negative. So those have positive variation. Those have positive variation. So those have positive variation. Those benefited in the course of a struggle for existence, and those have negative variation. It has harmful effect in the course of a struggle for existence. How can you explain? Here you can take example about the struggle for existence between tiger. One is tiger, another is deer, and another is goat, right? So tiger has ability to move very fast, but deer has also ability to move very fast, but goat has ability to move very slow, right? So when tiger want to kill deer and goat, in this condition there is possibility to escape deer from attack of tiger, but goat generally can be catched by tiger, right? So fast moving ability, that is the positive variation in deer, but slow moving ability, that is the negative variation in goat. So in this condition deer positively benefited through that variation, and got negatively influenced by that variation. So actually what happened in the course of struggle for existence? So Darwin said that those positive variation, here try to understand, Darwin was talking about the role of positive variation in the course of evolution, right? So Darwin said that nature positively select positive variation and therefore that organism survive, and that is also known as a natural selection. So in the course of natural selection, here in the course of natural selection, we required some important thing for natural selection. First, here we required variation, and Darwin said that nature is full of variation, but nature only select positive variation. Second important thing is that heritability of that variation means character which is determined by variation that must be heritable. And third important thing here you have to remember reproductive success, right? So what it means? Means natural selection means when nature select particular variation. So in the course of natural selection, those organisms have positive variation. That organism inherit that positive variation through differential reproductive success, and that is known as a natural selection. And accumulation of positive variation from generation to generation through the course of natural selection, new race formed and therefore evolution happened. That was the theory proposed by Charles Darwin in his famous work Theory of Natural Selection. So you should have to explain that thing. Then you should also explain some important aspect related to post-Darwin theories. So in post-Darwin theories, you should have to explain one by one. First thing here I mention theory of mutation, right? And that was developed by Hugo de Vries. Hugo de Vries. Try to remember. So first you should have to understand what is mutation. And Hugo de Vries defined that sudden change in gene frequency of organism, that is called mutation. There are some weakness in the theory of natural selection proposed by Charles Darwin. And first important weakness of Charles Darwin, that was how variation occur. What is the sources of variation? Darwin had not defined clearly about the causes of variation, sources of variation. But Hugo de Vries explained that mutation is the ultimate sources of variation. Mutation is the ultimate sources of variation. Ultimate sources of variation. Right? So that was the theory which is known as a theory of neo-Darwinism and post-Darwinism. because through that theory, Hugo de Vries explained about the sources of variation, because in Darwin theory of natural selection, the role of variation is very important, but Darwin could not explain how variation occur. So, therefore, that theory included in the theory of neo-Darwinism or the theory of post-Darwinism. Second important thing, you should have to explain theory of germplasm, right? That was also very important, which was developed by Weizmann, and he said that there are two types of cell. One is somatoplasm and another is germplasm, right? And he said that those traits determined by somatoplasm, that trait is not inherited in next generation, and those traits which are determined by germplasm means germ cell, that trait is inherited in next generation through reproduction. So, another important weakness of Charles Darwin was that he could not explain about the process of inheritance in right perspective. Right? He had wrong conception related to inheritance of trait from one generation to next generation. But when we study about theory of natural selection, try to remember that in theory of natural selection, first important thing is variation, second is heritability, and third is reproductive success. So Darwin said that due to reproductive success from one generation to another generation, variation, positive variation, more evolve, and therefore evolution occur. But Darwin did not know how that trait inherited in next generation in scientific manner. So he explained how particular trait inherited in next generation, and therefore this theory is also included in post-Darwin theory of evolution. Third important thing is that Mendel law of inheritance. Mendel law of inheritance. John Gregor Mendel, he introduced his theory or his law of inheritance in his famous work Experiment on Plant Hybridization, and he known as a father of genetics, right? So actually we understand process of inheritance in right perspective, right manner through the work of Gregor Mendel, right? He postulated his theory in 1865, but no one identified about the role of Mendel. In 1900, three important scientists identified the role of Mendel for the understanding of process of inheritance, and Mendel law of inheritance also give us understanding about variation. So here that law of inheritance is also included for the understanding of theory of natural selection, which was proposed by Charles Darwin. Hence, it is also included in the theory of post-Darwinism. And next important contribution done by Swale Wright, right? and he proposed an important concept related to evolution that is called genetic drift, or it is also known as a founder effect. He said that in a small isolated population, generally population doing inbreeding, right? And due to the course of inbreeding, sometimes due to random event, particular gene may be deleted in population, and if that thing happen in population, so new variation, new characters evolve in that population, and that random event, random condition is known as a theory of genetic effect or founder effect. So he also gave us very important insight for the understanding of evolution. And lastly, other important theory is theory of genetic equilibrium. Theory of genetic equilibrium, right? So that was proposed by G.S. Hardy and Weinberg. That theory of genetic equilibrium or Hardy-Weinberg law mentioned in our syllabus in 9.4. So you should have to remember that thing. What G.S. Hardy and Weinberg want to see, he said that in some condition population is in genetic equilibrium, right? And some factors are important for the breaking of that genetic equilibrium. And when that genetic equilibrium breaks, then evolution happen, right? So these are the important theory related to Darwinism and post-Darwinism. But our question is that synthetic theory was the product of Darwinism and post-Darwinism. So here, when you try to understand about synthetic theory, so try to understand about the some important aspect related to synthetic theory if you want to write your answer in right perspective, right? So right perspective is that in synthetic theory, that is the synthesis of Darwin theory of natural selection, Darwin theory of natural selection, and theory of post-Darwinism, right? Try to understand. That was the product of synthesis of Darwin theory of natural selection and theory of post-Darwinism. So basic thing is that when we try to understand synthetic theory explain evolution in holistic manner. According to synthetic theory, evolution refer to organic evolution in which organism evolve from simple to complex form due to change in their gene frequency. So, in synthetic theory, we study about the factor responsible for change in gene frequency. So, here, when we try to understand about the factors which responsible for change in gene frequency, these factors are mutation, isolation, genetic drift, factors responsible for breaking genetic equilibrium and natural selection, right? So basic thing is that when you try to analyze about those important theories which I have discussed, you will find that these all factors are the product of either theory of natural selection or theory of post-Darwinism. Hence, we say that synthetic theory is the product of synthesis of theory of natural selection and theories related to post-Darwinism. So, through that, you are able to write your answer in right perspective. Thank you.